Hey, Homestead Prepper. You know what, guys? I never cease to be amazed on what people throw out. I'm going to paraphrase the saying, and that's one man's trash is another man's free building materials. Let's take a closer look at this. Got 2x4s. Not really interested in that pipe. There's some wire in here. There's real garbage in here too. Door, some plywood. You never know what you'll find in here. Okay, I just wanted to show you some free 2x4s I got. I've got about 12 of these pressure treated 2x4s. Yeah, they're free and they got nails in them, and they of course came out of a dumpster. But the operative word here is free. So 12 of those, 2 of those 2x4s. I am forever needing a piece of a 2x4 or something. I've even built shelves out of reclaimed materials that were free. And the only thing you have to do is you have to pick them up and you have to figure out how to pull the nails out. And you can see I've been a little busy here by pulling some of the nails out. So I guess what I'll do is I'll just give you a little show, and then you can see, like, you know, the end of this is bad and that's split off, so we're just going to cut off the bad and we'll keep the good. So the basic tools I use, just a hammer. These things right here are awesome. A Wonder Bar, I picked that up at the flea market for $5. Gloves, these really work good. I don't know if you can see that little nail right there. I mean, if your Wonder Bar will fit in there, sometimes the nail is too small, but you just take a pair of pliers like this and put it on there. And with these pliers, it just pulls right out. Alright, well, let me set the camera up and I'll show you a little bit of what I'm doing. Oh, and that gas can came out of a dumpster too. I don't know if I'd put gas in it, but that'll probably be the subject of a future video for something else. Alright, let's get this set up. Okay, I stated this is the bad part. Now, I mean, of course, you can use an electric saw, but this is my $8 saw I got from a flea market. Let's cut this bad part off. So it's not too bad with a manual saw. These nails right here, what I do with those, pick up my hammer, is what you can do is just kind of hit those in there. They're kind of more difficult than your usual ones. Knock that one out of the way and just knock it over like that. And what you can do is you can take your Wonder Bar get a better shot of this, and you can just and it just pops it right out. And that one just comes out so easy. You just about work it out with your fingers. And then what we do, these can come out. And it's just that simple, guys. So right here, just a few minutes. That one doesn't need any trimmed off of it. That is a nice, well, it's not 2x10, it's probably about 2x9. But in just a few seconds, it's ready to go. It's got a couple staples in it, but that's not going to bother me for what I'm going to use. Another thing too is if you pick up this whitewood from a dumpster or somebody throwing it out, in Florida I wouldn't use it in my house because it might have termites in it. So the pressure treated, I'm not worried about that. But this more likely, I'm probably going to use it like right over here. Of course, I'll move those, and I'm going to make a a shelf, and I'll probably put some firewood on it and cover it up. And if the materials are free, I can afford to do all kinds of stuff. Okay, this was two 2x4s that are nailed together. So I'm going to show you how I get those apart. If you haven't invested in one of these, they're not very expensive. They are awesome, especially when you use them in pairs. If you can see what I'm doing, I'm just putting this in here and turning it like that, and that's spreading those boards apart pretty easily. And there we go. All I have to do is just hammer that out. I mean, you could even beat the nails out and reuse them if you really wanted to. Oh, this one's good. That only had that nail in it. This one right here, see this one, I'm not even going to pull that one out. I'm just going to cut that off right there. It's a little dark out here. I didn't see these. Just pop right out. Okay, well, let me try and get through the pile right there. It's getting a little dark out here, and knock that out. Okay, I got all that knocked out with just a couple simple hand tools. Here's the aftermath of nails, and your determination on using these things determines on how badly you need them. I used to work for a guy, and he never would buy nails. We'd had to pick them up off the job site to do what we needed to do. But I've got about 12, like I said, 12 2x4x8s there. Some of them are a little bit longer, some of them are a little shorter. And I've got two 2x4x8s whitewood, 12 pressure treated. And if you had to go buy that up at Lowe's right now in my area, it's probably around $40, $45 plus tax. So I've been working out here. All that was done in probably about 45 minutes, pulling those nails out, sawing them up. It takes a little longer to do stuff when you run the camera like this, but dumpster diving pays. So, I mean, you could have got these off of a job site. A lot of times, if you ask people if you can have them out of your dumpster, they're more than happy for you to go in there and take them out, because they're charged, you know, by weight. So the more stuff you take out of there, it's a win-win for them. It's less money they pay. Also, that's more stuff they can fill it up with. Okay, that is the nail aftermath out of pulling all the nails out of them boards. And what you can do, like I said, if you're really in need of some nails, I got a piece of rail here a friend gave me, and you can take one of these bent nails like this and just kind of hit it, and you can straighten it out. Now, it may not be perfectly straightened out, but you know, they say when every problem looks like a nail and every answer is a hammer. Well, there you go. There's a bona fide thing. Now, I didn't put it all the way in there because I'm going to pull it back out and reuse it, but I'm just saying, guys, if you ever get to where you need some you know, building materials, you're doing a small project, you know, if you have free time, these things just hammer right out. It's pretty simple. I mean, it's easier to go buy the nails, but if hard times come upon us, you may have to do stuff you normally wouldn't consider doing. So that one's kind of catty-wampered. That's a little better. But anyway, not exactly how I'd want to spend a fun date or something like that, but you know, if you're a prepper, you never know what you may get into. So you may never know what you might have to fix. So these little nails right here, these were shot out of a nail gun. I don't know if those could be hammered in, but they sure can be straightened out. And these little nails right here, well, that one's usable. You can do that, but there's some real teeny nails here. I guess there would be a need for these for something, but these could be straightened out. Of course, I'd probably use a pair of needle nose pliers. That way I don't mess banging up my fingers. Didn't quite straighten that one out good enough. Alright, well, there you go, guys. Guess that's it for reclaimed building materials or free building materials. Homestead Prepper out.